Let's talk. What you wanna talk about? Let's talk. What you wanna talk about? Kitchen talk. Let's talk. What you wanna talk about? Kitchen talk. Let's talk. Conversations that cool. Kitchen talk. Let's talk. What you wanna talk about? Kitchen talk. Let's talk. Conversations that cool. Let's talk. What you wanna talk about? Let's talk. What you wanna talk about?
For a while.
Hey.
Hello.
How are
Happy
you?
Thursday.
It is Thursday.
I got to get a stretch in because there's a lot to talk about tonight.
It is Thursday. So, listen, this is Kitchen Talk CTC.
Conversations that cook.
Conversations that cook. I don't know what happened to February. I'm just like, what in the world happened to February? It's like every time we tried to get home, something went wrong. I was like, okay, did we need a break? I mean, what's going on? I was like, what happened to February?
February is Black History Month. We were celebrating.
It was a conspiracy to keep us from talking about Black history.
No, I disagree with
that. Okay, I'm gonna not say that.
It was to encourage us to continue to celebrate.
Well, we Black 365,
and that's why we needed a day to celebrate, a month to celebrate.
66 this year.
Yep.
Yeah, we had an extra day in Black History Month, and we couldn't talk about it on Kitchen Talk. I don't know what. I was like, oh my God. However, we are here today. How are you, sir?
I'm working on greater.
Of course you are.
You already know.
Of course you are.
And how are you?
I am well. I had some missing my mommy days this week, but I persevered, made it through day by day. So I am here looking for it. Well, I don't know if I'm really looking for it. The spring break.
Because you working.
I still have to work.
just less drama. That's it.
Yeah, I think it's usually pretty quiet. So it'll show enough be an 8 to 5 kind of week. No,
I want to stop and just give a special shout out to Miss Black. Just give a shout out, give her some love. That's it. So she already got it in person, but I'm giving it over the air.
Yeah. I was hoping she was gonna be able to join us tonight. But yeah, I actually saw her on Sunday. But definitely in our thoughts and prayers.
Right.
Yes. So, Fransley Moist.
The world we live in.
I'm about to tell you. Okay, so I wanna pick the most trivial thing first.
Okay.
Just because I'm like, with all that's going on in the world, dude, this what you doing? So the most trivial thing that I've seen as of late, and I saw the video, and I was like, oh my God, what's wrong with DJ Khaled? Like, why are they carrying him? I'm like, did he hurt himself? What happened?
Oh God. He just wanted to be carried.
Then, because I don't know whether I had the sound down or what, Dude wanted to be carried because he did not want to mess up his sneakers. So I got two questions.
What's the first one? Oh God.
How much freaking money are those two guys that carried him making?
Hey, it's how much did he pay him? That might have
That's
been
what
his
I'm saying.
security.
That's what I'm saying. How much money are y'all making? Because one of them dudes, you saw his face. He was
I,
struggling.
I didn't watch the video, and I don't think I want to watch the video.
Dude was struggling.
Yeah, you picking up I mean, DJ Khaled's not a small guy, so
Dude was struggling, and they were big guys. So I mean, I don't know what they workout regimen is, or how much they lift in the gym. But dude's face was like, "Oh, let's hurry up and get this over with."
yeah.
Like,
It's
like,
something
is that
that
really? Is
didn't
that
need to
really?
happen.
Is that really? Are you making enough money to make that decision?
Oh, he is.
Because he just don't want to get his shoes dirty.
Well, he is. He is. And to me, I don't. All right. I need to hear your part two before I dive in.
My part two is where are the other people around you? Because this could have went bad, right? So they're lifting you. If they lift you the wrong way, you could get hurt. If
Right.
they lift you the wrong way, they could get hurt,
Right.
right? Where are the people around you that say, okay, take the sneakers off, wear some sneakers you don't mind getting dirty, and let's switch you out on stage?
The bigger pieces, and then now it's time for me to dive in. Number one, they're sneakers. Even if they got messed up, DJ Khaled has enough to buy another pair of sneakers. He has enough to have them handmade. Let's go to that route. Number two, yes, he has enough to have those guys lift him up and bring him to the stage. So to me, those are not the optics. I guess the biggest optics was one that I heard on DL Hughley, which I said, "Ooh, yeah, that one
I
hurt,
heard,
DL.
yeah,
That
I
one
heard
hurt.
too.
You, if you doing all this, you had nothing to say about your own people that are going through blank, blank, blank. And it's your prerogative not to say anything. So I got that piece too. But yeah, sneakers, for you not to mess up your sneakers. DJ Khaled is known as a sneakerhead, which means he has multiple, I mean, a lot of sneakers.
And you know what? I'm cool with all of that. Whatever you do,
Correct.
but
So those pair,
eh,
what made those pairs so special?
his
At
J's.
some point, they're gonna hit the floor. At some point, they're gonna get scuffed up. As a matter of fact, there's a business just to clean up sneakers, to fix them up, and he could pay for that. I'm like, it didn't make sense,
It
but
didn't. I'm sitting there wondering
when you have
how
money,
much
you could do things
how
like
much
that
would
that don't
I
make
how much would I how much would you be able to pay me to pick you up because you don't want to get your sneakers dirty? Not you hurt,
well, here's a better
not
question.
you
If
hurt.
he gave you the right amount of money, would you pick him
I
up?
don't not because you don't want to get your sneakers dirty. I'm like, dude, let's do something else.
If he gave you the right amount, would you say, all right, I got you?
What is the what is the right amount? That's just ridiculous.
Oh God.
Not that you fail,
If he
not
gave
that
you the multi-million-dollar amount, mega million-dollar amount, you might
you would.
you
Okay,
might use
so
your pinky finger.
here is my amount
How much?
that I would never have to work again in my life, and as soon as I get you on the stage, I'm out.
Listen,
I'm sorry, but that was just ridiculous to me.
you'll be surprised, you know, when you have that type of power and influence,
Mm,
what you would ask people to do when they would do it,
mhm.
right?
And
Because
they did it.
again, they did it because they're
They
getting
did it.
paid to do it. That's their that's what he
So
paid them
I'm
to do.
wondering what he would have did if they'd have told him no.
Probably find somebody else to take him up.
Mm,
But going back to what you said in terms of saying, well, you know what, that might not be a good idea. A lot of people that they normally have, and I'm saying they in terms of people who have a lot of influence and money,
right,
usually you're gonna have people who are gonna just say yes.
right.
You know, yes, we could do it. Yeah, they're not gonna say, that's not a good idea, right? Number 45 with his sneak let's do a sneaker, drive. Talking about sneakerheads. let
Oh
me
my
let
God.
me create a sneaker and
And
hopefully this
that's
sneaker is
gonna
gonna
make
give me
black people
vote.
vote for him. That was the headline.
I'm
That
like,
they gon' that on Fox News. I saw a clip on Fox News talking about, oh yeah, black
yeah,
people gonna vote for him now because he's talking about sneakers.
he's
I'm
talking
like, are
about
you
sneakers.
serious right now?
It just, yeah, we're that low in our thought process that the sneaker that you just asked me to pay, and I think the sneakers were going for like 300, 400, something crazy amount. So you want me to pay for the sneaker, then come out and vote for you. So
And
you
come
think
out
I'm
and vote.
gonna, because I just paid for these, they're gonna cause me to want to come out. The thought process,
Yeah.
but more the mm, I
I
just
just
can't even find a word just to describe how
and then I'm like, what would have happened if they would have dropped you and you hurt yourself? Then what? Then you would have what? Sued them?
he well, I mean, he's taking the risk.
That
He
just
took the
over
risk
some
for them to
sneakers.
let them up
Over
for over
some
some
sneakers.
sneakers.
Some
Correct.
sneakers.
Yeah. And again, power, influence. Sometimes you make decisions that
Oh,
you probably wish you would not have made. Like that may not have been the best idea. And going back to Hughley, yeah. And in a time where things are happening, where your people are suffering, dying, hurting, maybe this not might need, maybe this time right here, I may
so
not
is
want to
this?
be.
So I did hear DL talking about it, and that's I was like, ooh, you just went all the way in,
He
like
did.
all the way in on him,
He
and I was
did.
like, wow.
He
But
did.
that was a lot. Cause I'm like I say, when I first saw the video, I was like, oh my God, is he okay?
Yeah.
And then when I finally realized what was going on and why, I was like, that's some foolishness.
Yeah. I think sometimes you get too high
It's too much going on in the
on
world for
too
that
high,
right there.
too high.
You
I think
could have
that's the
had
other piece
you could
that
have had 3, 4, 5 pairs of shoes, walk yourself on stage, change your shoes out. You could change shoes after every song if you want to. That's
every
just
song.
crazy. That's just
Here's
crazy.
a crazy part. He could have changed shoes after every song and had a shoe changer for each shoe to help him get in the shoe.
Your bodyguards could have carried the shoes.
That's
Your
what I'm
security could
saying.
have carried the
Security
shoes.
could have carried the shoes and then had a shoe person to put the shoes on for you. It don't make sense.
Not
It
a
don't make
bit.
sense.
Not a bit. And then I'm like, oh my God, are you serious right now? Like, dude, for real?
Listen, I think
But
he has
the
enough
other
shoes
thing
that he could
is,
wear a sneaker every day without not putting the same pair of shoes on for a year.
mhm,
That
mm,
to me is you put on a new pair of shoe every day for a whole year. 360. He got to have more than 365 pairs of shoes.
I hope he does not have more than
He
300.
does have more than 100. He has more than 365 pairs of shoes.
Oh, that's
We could
crazy.
do the research.
That's crazy. That's crazy. I have a number of shoes, but that's crazy. Oh, that just took the cake for me.
I cannot remember the basketball player who has an apartment just for his tennis shoes.
Okay, we moving on.
I
We
cannot
moving
remember
on.
his name. But he has an apartment. I'm talking about a full-on apartment, like George Jefferson in the sky apartment.
Just for
Just
shoes.
for his shoes. He ran out of space, so he got an apartment, put all of his shoes in the apartment.
And so where he go over there and plan out the week, and or he go over there every day and put on the shoes.
And some of the shoes are multiples because he liked them, so he just got 2-3 pairs of
You
the
know
same
what?
shoe. When you can, you do, I guess. But
And you know what's funny though? What's funny? We're gonna move on. What's funny is I often think about when I become independently wealthy, would I do some of this craziness? Like, really? Would I really do some of this craziness?
I just Googled it. Simple Google search. More than 10,000 pairs of shoes.
Who, DJ Khaled?
Yep. His
Wow.
personal collection of
Wow.
more than 10,000 pairs of shoes.
And I guess he don't want to get none of them dirty, so he would have been carried either way. He got to have some bedroom slippers or something he could have walked on the ground with. That's
You got to
that's
see the closet. He got an
that's a
Air
lot.
Jordan closet.
That
Like just Air Jordans in it. I wish I could show you the picture.
oh my
I'm gonna have
God.
to just forward this to you. It's crazy. It's
Wow.
crazy.
Wow.
But I agree with you. I don't think I would do that because again, you got to
I
still have the
mean,
common
I
touch.
I
I don't
can't say I have learned to never say
never.
never. So I've learned that. I've learned never say never. And I know that there are some things that we aspire to.
But
And
Lisa,
hold on. And there are some things that we want
right?
that honestly, if we had the money,
Mm-hmm.
we probably would get.
I
Not no, hold on. That we want, desire, not
right,
need, not need,
right,
just want. Like,
right,
I'm gonna tell you the truth. Right now,
right,
my car is paid off.
right,
I don't have a need for an automobile.
right,
But if I had the money
right.
to outright buy
A new
an
car,
Escalade,
you would do it.
it would be done. Not to pay a car note, but to outright buy one. It would be done. It would be, and that's just me. And so that yes,
I could, but here's the thing. When you have that type of money, you're not talking about buying one Escalade. It's like buying 100 Escalades, right? And
no,
then
I'm
saying
talking
I'm
about
gonna
buying
drive
one.
one every week.
No. I'm talking
You see
about
what I'm saying?
buying one.
But
I
what
would
you're talking about is not
I would
my
not buy 2 or 3 or 4 or 5.
correct.
No,
That's what I'm saying.
no.
When you have that type of again influence and money. Now we just talking about his shoes. We didn't talk about his car collection. We didn't talk about his house collection. We just talked about his shoes. So when you have that type of money, you're not talking about, oh, I'm gonna buy this one Escalade.
Yeah,
You going out and saying, you know what, I like that green one. As a matter of fact, I like that one, but I want to
yeah,
customize it
yeah,
in
yeah.
this color, and then I want to buy another one to customize it in this style and to
He
put
sleep
this.
in this closet with the why is there a bed?
I didn't want to say nothing to you.
You know what? But
I
here's
didn't
the
want to
thing.
say nothing to you.
Here's the thing though.
Oh
This is
God.
why I'm laughing. I'm like, and we laughing, we joking.
Right.
But what does this to you? Is it money?
Well, when he probably didn't have that growing up.
That's what I'm saying.
So
Is
when
it
you get
money?
it, it's like, what can I do? And then two, when you have, I think it's also the creativity, right? So you have all of this excess, but you don't know how to really spend it, how to really use it. So then you start getting things you think people are going to like, and you start getting things just to get things, right? So,
Mm-hmm.
all right. So yeah, I have 10 cars in my garage, but I like cars, so I'm going to get 20 more. I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna get 100 more. Than I mean, I got to get another garage. I mean, I need to get so
Mm-hmm.
I need to continue to spend. And I think a lot of times too, we don't think about the taxes that are involved that
Mm-hmm.
help them out when they're purchasing these things that we call luxury.
Mm-hmm.
It's helping them out in the long run too. So when
But
you
you know what,
can,
France? You know what? And I'm trying not to sit in the judgment seat here.
correct. I'm not sitting
Try
in
not
it.
to sit in the judgment seat here. But we might be some of this on a lower scale.
Oh, I agree. I
Like,
agree.
how many pairs of shoes do you have?
I agree.
And
I,
do
I
you
just don't have
need
the money like DJ Khaled to
do you
buy
do you
10,000.
need all of those
But
shoes?
do I need,
Right.
do I need 20? I don't
Do
need
you
20.
need 20? Do you
Correct.
need 25?
Correct.
So while again, it's bringing me back
Correct.
into
Correct.
focus. I think about during the pandemic, I was literally shopping for clothes online. Why?
Why? You not going
Why?
nowhere. You
Because
not going.
I was literally almost in pajamas for a
Yeah.
whole 2 years.
Correct. Correct. But you
And a
still
couple
getting new
hey,
clothes.
and a couple of shirts for, to be on Zoom, right? Because you still
Yeah.
got your pajama bottoms on.
Correct. Correct.
But I was shopping for clothes.
Why?
Why?
You don't
Why?
need them. You got a closet full of stuff.
You didn't need it.
You didn't probably didn't wear some of that stuff for years. It's just sitting.
Definitely didn't wear it for the 2 years we was locked down on COVID.
Correct.
But so it brings it back into focus
Yep.
that we all sometimes operate in excess.
We do.
That
Once
we
again,
operate
too,
in
is
excess. But
uh,
that carrying me back to that's some foolishness. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
oh god.
That's some foolishness.
I'm gonna save the last foolishness for one of our last topics if we have the time. Because this one
Okay.
right here, I went to the gym. I went to get my hair cut, was talking about it. My lovely wife had me watching it over and over again. This thing is trending so fast that
What is
it's
it?
foolishness to the next level. But let's
Uh,
go on to the next topic that you have on your list.
Oh Lord. I got to hear about that. Okay, so did you this is a good one though. I'm wondering how many cities across the country are doing something similar or have plans to do something similar. So Atlanta
Mhm.
has constructed a space for homeless people.
Yep.
And I saw, did you look at the video?
I didn't
I
see the
the new
video.
the news video. And it's it's nothing elaborate,
Yep.
but it has a refrigerator, it has a microwave, it has a bed, it has a shower, it has a sink, it has a toilet, all
Mhm.
in this one little space. And they just built a whole bunch of them right there together.
Yep.
I thought that was so awesome.
I'm gonna
And
tell you why when you finish. Why I have mixed feelings about
no,
this.
and honestly, in some ways, so do I.
Mhm.
Because I know I might know where you're going, but in my in my heart that's compassionate,
Mhm.
and the reasonings behind um why they say they were doing this, I don't believe that all homeless people are homeless because they want to be.
Oh, I agree.
And to me, this is the helping hand that we as a society should give. It is temporary, from my understanding too. So it's
That
like,
was what I was gonna get to.
yeah, it's the temporary space to help you get on your feet,
Right.
because it is hard to find a job when you got on yesterday on all week clothes,
Yep.
you stinky, and
Yep.
you've been outside. It's hard to be refreshed and positive when you have not slept well. I
Yep.
cannot imagine that you sleep well on the street
No.
unless you are dead tired.
Hmm.
Is probably the only time that you could really go in to a deep sleep. Otherwise, you listening for stuff, you looking for stuff, you outside. I think this is a good thing in that it will help them refresh and get up and look for work, move move on to another space. It's just, to me, it's a helping hand.
Okay, and I hear that, and I agree with you in terms of the humanity side, right? But
Mhm.
there is still a piece of what else do we do, right? So it's deeper than just okay, we got you the space. A lot of the people, and it's not all, but a good majority have some mental health issues that, if not addressed, can be a problem,
That
right?
is a part. That is a part of this,
And
actually.
and then here goes the other piece, because this is not the first. Atlanta has done something that other cities have done in terms of okay, if you come in, we'll help you, we'll give you some mental health assistance, we'll even actually help you find a job, we'll try to get you back on the right track. I mean, we're paying taxes just for that.
Yeah, I
But
think Tallahassee has a space for families, not
they do,
singles, but families. Hmm.
they do. I should say we do, right? The issue comes back to one, are you going to take advantage of the service?
Hmm.
So there's a homeless, uh, uh, I don't want to just say coalition, but there's a campaign that's has been circulating in terms of helping people. When you stop, oh, let me give you this dollar, or here, let me give you another $5. They're advocating that you don't give them the money, but you
Hmm.
tell them, hey, go to this place. They're gonna help you, right?
Hmm.
They'll give you a place to stay, food to eat, a fresh start, help you with any issues that you may have mentally, physically, emotionally, so that you can
Hmm.
get back on track. If you continue to give them those dollars, then they don't want to go
Hmm.
to those places. And then sometimes part B, they go to those places, right? So, okay, I
Hmm.
want to stay for a while. They'll stay, but then they turn right back around, go back out, then they come
Sure.
back in.
Sure.
There's what is the real structure to help them if they're going to stay there for even if it is an extended period of time? What are you doing to ensure that it doesn't turn into uh, I don't want to say, you can't say the hood or the ghetto, but what do we do to ensure that the place stays nice, that the person feels good about themselves and that they're staying there?
Sure.
Versus I was talking about this in regards to public housing, right? Tallahassee has just changed up one of the public housing places on Orange Avenue. You
Mhm.
drive by there now, that doesn't look like public housing, but it's public housing. And I think that's how public housing should look. I should not be able to look at the either house or the complex and say, oh, yeah, that's government housing. No, that just as nice as when you build a private facility, that's how that facility should look.
Well,
And
I'm
stay.
sure the original facility did look like that.
And there's going to my point. What do you do to keep out crime? to keep out drugs, to keep, because now if I have an issue, if I have a drug problem and I'm into this space, which is, okay, free, I know I have a drug issue. I'm in this space. Now I'm bringing other people who have drug issues, people who have mental health issues, and I'm mixing those people in with people who, like you said, legitimately, they just need a little boost.
So I think there is, if I heard the report correctly, there is, it's not like, okay, here it is, y'all go for it. There is
Right.
still, it's still a controlled space.
Okay.
So it's still monitoring. I do know that the space that is here for families, there is room inspection.
Mm-hmm.
There are different things like that to make sure that the space stays nice, that you clean up, that that you still, take care of it. So I think
It's not even just the space that they're
even with
taking
this
care of
space,
themselves.
no, I'm just, I guess what I'm saying is it's gonna be controlled.
Correct. Correct.
So it's not just,
Free
a
for
free
all.
for all. It's
Right.
not, "Oh, okay, well, you can have all your homies come over here and stay in your one little room with you." No.
Right.
It's gonna be a controlled space, and it will have to be
It has to be.
a
I mean,
controlled space.
correct.
It won't just be, okay, here go a complex that you like pay rent at and you can have, this your house. No.
So now that goes back to the second part of the one of my original issues. So now, let's say person A comes in, right? Person
Mhm.
A stays, is doing pretty good first day, second day, first week, and then boom, we do an inspection of the room, and we find out, oh, you got some drugs in here. That's strike one. Strike two, we found some more stuff in here. Do we kick them out at that point? Now they're back in the streets.
I I don't know. Yes. I mean, here's the thing.
I'm just playing
It's
devil's advocate. That's
right.
all.
It's not gonna be that cut and dry.
Yep.
Some people will not want to or think that they can't kick a bad habit
Correct.
until they kick the bad habit.
Right.
But does that mean we don't keep trying? Does that mean we don't keep praying for
And
them?
then
Does
that's
that mean we
the
don't,
question.
does that
Will
mean
that
we
continue to
we
happen?
just
We just let them out because that's where they were. That's where you were in the first place. We just let it. We say, hey, you on your own. You on the streets. So yeah, the facility, I think it's a great idea. I thought that another movement that would have helped with that, and I think they're starting to do that, which is the tiny house movement, essentially the same. We're gonna provide a space for you, and we're gonna provide these service for you. Now it's up
yeah,
to you to take advantage of them so that you could get
yeah,
back on your feet.
yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
but I'm also thinking in terms of long term too. What is the
Sure,
space? A
sure.
short time period? Can I be there for a year? Can I be there for 10 years and be
It's
fine?
transitional. It's transitional because I will say, not that I have never been homeless in the sense of I'm out on the street,
Right.
right? But I have been at a low point in my life,
Hmm.
and low points are very, very hard to dig out of.
Hmm.
I've been at a place where I worked for a number of years, got all kind of work experience, but no degree.
Hmm.
And so when you go to look for a job, they don't care about the work experience.
No,
They
they
want
want to
you to
see the
have a
papers.
degree for well, I'm not saying for a job. I'm saying for a job that is going to pay you real money in
Yeah.
order for you to be self-sufficient.
Let's call it a career.
Not no, not even a career. Not even a career. I'm just saying a job that is going to pay you enough money for you to be able to pay bills.
Okay.
Career to me is aspirational, is something you work towards, is something you work on, is desire, is dream, is vision.
Hmm.
A job that makes sure I have roof over my head,
Hmm.
a car or access to transportation,
Hmm.
be able to pay and keep my lights on, be able to feed myself. That's a job. Like I've had 10,000 jobs, not that many, but I've had jobs.
You sound like DJ Khaled now.
Not in the job, not in the shoe department.
Oh,
but but those were jobs. They
right.
weren't career. I didn't even know what a career. I knew what careers were, but I didn't have a career aspiration when I graduated from high school. I was like, oh, maybe I'll be a lawyer. Mm. At 18, do you really know? Some people do. I
Yep.
didn't.
Yep.
But it was also my exposure too, right? So for me, career was or the plan was you go to college, you get a job, you set for life. If you don't go to college, you get a state job and you good for life. That was
Yeah. Yeah.
kind of that era.
Yeah.
I didn't know about. I knew my creative side because of the stuff I did at church, but
Right.
I didn't know that there was work in that, right? I didn't know it was a job in playwriting. I didn't know it was a job in putting on plays, or a job in this creative arena. I didn't even know that I was a creative, right?
Right. Right.
In that sense, I just know I liked it,
Right.
whatever. So it was only, God bless these children now that get to explore all of that.
Yeah. I mean,
We
too,
didn't
they have
really, we didn't
the
really get to explore all of that. You were a doctor, you were a lawyer. I had doctors, lawyers, and preachers in my family. So
Mhm.
you was gonna be one of them, whatever.
I think it's definitely the times where they have access to research the internet. They can pull it up. They can find out. Oh yeah, this is an area that I like.
Right,
This is an area that I can work in. Oh, this
right.
is I never heard of a playwright,
Yeah,
right? I
yeah,
never heard of an editor to the
yeah,
newspaper.
yeah,
I never heard of the NFL training coach.
yeah,
I just
yeah,
told my students to look up how much you make as the trainer who wipes up the floor on a basketball team. They're almost making. No, I'm not even gonna say it on it. Just do the research, and you
yeah,
might consider doing that for your.
yeah,
They just have access
yeah,
that you and I, we didn't have that, and we would have to ask somebody, or again, we would have to go to the library and figure it out, or we
right,
saw somebody doing it and say, you know
right,
what,
right,
that's something I want to do.
right.
Today you can easily just do a career search, career pull up your cell phone
Yeah,
out of your pocket, and boom, it's going to give you a list of not just the opportunities, but how much you make, the
yeah,
best cities to go in. The data is just
yeah.
there for them to be able to choose.
So even to go back, because we just went off to the left a little bit. So to go back, I was saying that this transitional space has to give people enough time to find a job that pays them well enough to be able to be self-sufficient.
Yeah, and again, I think that's
And
just
then what
one
yeah, and then
part
what
of
is
it.
that time? What is
Yeah,
that time frame?
correct.
Who
Who
knows?
knows? Who
I mean,
knows?
how you can't really.
You
So
can't
yes,
put a time on it.
they could go out and get a job at McDonald's. McDonald's hiring.
Right
But
now.
but is McDonald's hiring enough that
Mhm.
they can move into an apartment?
Correct.
And
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 that's
then
the
not
piece.
only that, but you gotta save up the money
Yep.
to even move in for the first time.
Right.
Or you got to build up credits to even get a place to stay.
Well, that and you do that. We do have, of course, assistant facilities, living facilities. If you starting a first time buyer, there's programs in place. The thing is consistency over
Sure.
time. Yeah, yes, you left the transitional house. Then you got into a HUD house, right? Are you going to destroy the HUD house and fall back to where you were because again, you made some choices that got you where you were in the first place. So to me, it's not
Maybe
just
you did, but what about those people who didn't? What about those people who
There's
were living
always
day to day and just got laid off? And I mean,
correct. It- it-
it's just so much.
the thing is, it's so convoluted. It's so much stuff, so much layers to this that I love the fact that they have the facility.
I do too.
I just hope that they add more to the facility to
Sure,
ensure that it is a transitional house,
sure.
the people who stay there are safe, and that they do continue to help develop themselves, their families, and again add value to the world
Yeah,
in some type of way.
yeah,
So it's a great starting point,
yeah.
but I'm hoping that they didn't say, oh, we gave them a house, that's all we need.
No,
We did our
I'm
part.
sure that there are long-term
And let
plans
me,
in
Lisa, and this is gonna
in
sound a little far off, but it's kind of the same. Oh, we gave them their freedom. They could pull themselves up out of their bootstraps. You see what I'm saying? It's that type of mentality to me. Oh,
um
we gave you this. Oh, the rest is you. You could do it. Yeah, but you got 100 years that you didn't pay nobody. You got, you you've been we've been taken advantage of so many times. Like you gotta look at the whole picture, not just that one. So I'm not gonna keep pushing it. I wish them the best, and I
me
do
too.
hope they serve as a great
I
example
when I saw it,
for
I
other
just thought
cities.
I thought it was beautiful. I
Mhm.
thought it was very humane of them. I just
Ti has done the same thing in Atlanta.
Oh no, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so Ti and there's a couple of other celebrities who are following that same track. I believe uh, Russell Westbrook is also doing the same. They're buying up property, they're fixing them up so that people who don't have the means they have a
Mm,
place to go.
mm.
So Ti actually just opened up his. I want to say at the beginning of the year, maybe January. I saw something about that, and I was like, okay, this is good.
That's nice.
But again, it's just a starting point.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, you got the house, nice neighborhood, but let's keep it that way, right? Let's keep it that way. Let's talk about how you maintain yourself and the property so that when we drive by or
Sure.
people come by, they're like, oh, they don't have to
Well,
go, oh,
like
this
I
was a
say,
public
I'm
house.
sure that there are plans in place and
Yes,
again
ma'am.
controlled. I mean, I live at a in a residence that has a HOA, so
Yep.
and I'm buying my house, and you gonna tell me when
It's
to
the
cut
world we
my
live
grass,
in. I'm telling you, it's like to say, hey,
what
we
color
gave you
my
this.
mailbox could be,
The certain height. It got to be clean too. It can't be, you got to paint it.
whatever.
It can't be leaning. The grass is a little too high. You got to cut that thing down. But
So
there's
yeah,
so much to this, and I do think that there are ways to combat that. There are ways to work with
sure,
the
sure,
people that's there, the
sure.
young people that's growing up there, to give them a sense of pride and a sense of responsibility.
And just
Um,
even think about the jobs that even just running this place could create.
correct, correct.
So, it's security, it's administration,
Yep.
it's all
Maintenance.
kind of things. So,
Yep.
so
Healthcare.
I think,
Health
yeah,
individuals who are providing healthcare.
it's a good thing. It's a
Mhm.
good thing. So, we just, sitting here chatting about, our social studies lessons that our current events. You remember social studies class? You got to bring in an article and talk about
What's on your article?
and talk about what it means and what you
Oh
got
my
out of it
God.
in the
The who,
social
what, where,
studies
when, and
class.
why.
Right.
Oh man.
In
Listen.
the social studies class. So I still want to hear about the thing you're talking about, but I want to touch on this And I don't even know if I want to touch on it until we talk about voting. But every time you on here, we talk about some kind of voting.
Every time.
Um,
Because it comes back down to that. That's how important it is.
it really is. It really is.
I mean, we just talked about the
This whole
greatness of
yeah,
Atlanta, and what they did, it was
that's
voting.
about
If you had the
voting.
right people in place,
You
they
got
would
the
have
right
been
people.
had
Yeah,
a facility.
yeah.
And not just what we just said, just we just built a house. No,
Yeah.
we looking at the whole person.
Yeah.
Haircuts, cleanups, mental check-ins, financial literacy. Let me stop.
So here is, and I might not touch on it, friends, because the only reason I'm hesitant is because I feel a little ignorant about it, right?
Yep.
So I'm wondering, with this whole Supreme Court and Trump can stay on the ballot, and I'm even confused. Number one, I have not gotten over my confusion of Trump being a viable candidate for president. And that was 2016,
Yeah.
15, 16,
I think 16.
2016.
Yeah.
So I haven't gotten over that confusion.
Yeah.
And then to compound that confusion with him being elected.
Yep.
So I haven't gotten over that confusion either.
Yep.
Now here it is.
There's one more confusion.
What's the other one?
How he said they stole the election from me. Let's go storm the Capitol.
No. Hold on. I haven't gotten over the confusion of him running this country for 4 years. And then that foolishness about storming the Capitol.
Oh, God.
And then it's just compounding, right?
Yep.
The foolishness of all of these charges
Yep.
that are stacked up against him.
Yep.
The stuff that he has been found guilty of.
Yes, ma'am.
How are you still a viable candidate? If this, I'm sorry.
Because a lot of these people on drugs.
I am wondering.
They on drugs.
But you know what I remember? What comes to my mind is, and I was young, like a kid.
Uh-huh.
My mom made this statement one time. How can a second-rate actor become president?
Ronald Reagan.
Yep.
Again, they're putting on a show for you. This is entertainment. And the real people that are making the decisions and deciding where you go, what you eat, they're not affected by what the rest of the world is affected. Well, the rest of the country, which does affect the rest of the world, is affected by, right? So these decisions, okay, y'all could do that, but we won't do that.
They
You can go through this.
To everyday people.
Correct. And it's sad because
it really is.
If I'm going to lead one of the world leaders, if I'm going to be one of the world leaders, and not just the main, you say United States, it's like gold star. You the main one leading the charge.
We're not anymore.
I want that person to be one of the best. And you and I, we've talked about this on the show so many times. You know, we talk about the educational system from K through university, right?
Yeah.
People who are running major companies, major industries, very smart, very intelligent, could run circles, but they're not the people who are actually running the country.
And
And that's who we need to be finding. That's who we not just need to be finding. That's who we need to be raising, right? So that they can continue to push this train forward. You got a person who it don't make sense.
dropped out of college.
Lisa, I'm even taking the drop out of college piece out. When you have so many businesses that you ran and it did not work, I mean, zero, but you still keep trucking. Okay, I'm gonna let that slide. You got so many criminal charges. So okay, you're a half-rate businessman. We'll put your name on the ballot. Okay, you're a college dropout. We'll put your name on the ballot. But you are a criminal. You've been found guilty of X, Y, Z under the court of law. That is actually something that you're going to be enforcing. And your name is on the ballot. Not only that, let me even get back. You were one of the ones that came against the country, treason. But your name is going to be on the ballot.
I think about how qualified former President Barack Obama was.
Overqualified.
And his name, if him and Trump were the same person, he would have never even been in the Senate.
Not even close.
Much less a viable candidate.
You're talking about the Senate. Not even city council.
Right.
Not even school board.
No, hold on. He might have made city council.
No. City council. Let me give you. Not even the church board. Not even the church board.
He would have been the head deacon. What you talking about?
Oh God! But that's if we were in a place where
I just think it's so odd.
And I do and I don't, because the morals.
I know why it is.
Yeah.
I know why it is. I ain't up under the rock. But what I also don't understand is if the 50 states are united, how can some of the states take somebody's name off a ballot? We have sovereign power?
Yeah.
Okay.
So each state is still governed by the state. We're still just a united. We have a united front, but each state has its own laws and things that one state will have, but another state may not have.
Okay, I get that part, but a presidency is not about an individual state, though. So how can you?
Here's a crazy part about that. Even if they took his name off the ballot, there's a write-in section.
Sure.
That people could have put his name on. I mean, in every election, there are people who I've heard that people will put their own names on the ballot.
Sure.
So they do have the ability to say, yeah, this is who we're going to put on the ballot, and this is who we don't want to put on the ballot. It comes again back down to the numbers. So he saw how close he lost that race the first time, and I think they're trying to do all they can to really stop the race. You see what's happening in Atlanta. That's another thing we really should be talking about, but we could wait for that one when we talk about voting. How they're really trying to steal the election even before the election starts, which means, if I lose Colorado, then I may need to get this other state. Well, I can't lose Colorado because every vote is going to count right now. I'm selling sneakers to get the votes that I can. And I probably can't do some of the underhanded things that I did in the past to get the vote, right?
And then we still paying him too.
We are still paying him.
And his legal fees.
Well, not his legal fees. I think his legal fees are actually coming from the people who made donations towards his campaign. which I still feel like, again, that to me
That's
is,
for the campaign. That ain't for
and
your
that's
leader.
criminal. Correct.
Oh my God.
The head of the RNC, I need to ask. I was having the same conversation. I think she'd been put out because she made that statement, and they said, no, you can't make that statement because, again, that's, you can't use those dollars to pay for your own personal
Yeah.
battles. So
Oh,
there's no way. I think he's definitely been using every dollar that he doesn't count that his personal dollars to help fight these
wow.
battles in court.
Listen, this is Kitchen Talk CTC.
Conversations that could.
Oh, they do. And sometimes the meal just like, oh, so sick of him.
Oh man.
I really might have to move if he can. Well, I need dual citizenship somewhere. Oh my God.
Just make sure your passport is ready and good
My
so that you.
passport is ready and good.
But
Oh
then
my
too, you got
goodness.
to go to a country that's not operating the same way he is, because there's a
Yeah.
lot of other countries around the
Yeah,
world
sure.
that he looks up to
Yeah.
that operate in the same way. It's a
Yeah.
dictatorship. This is what I say is what goes. You
Yeah.
got to praise and worship me
Yeah.
because I'm the only one
Yeah.
who can get you out of this situationship.
Oh. Oh gosh. It's disheartening
Mhm,
in some ways because number one, when you try to do the right thing by the system,
mhm.
I honestly do not know a candidate that is looking out for Lisa.
And that's the big part about this, Lisa. It's not the candidate that needs to be looking out for Lisa. Lisa need to be looking out for Lisa.
No, no, no.
Lisa needs to be in line with somebody who has at least something close to what
And
Lisa believes in and is
and I
going
get
to.
what you're saying.
Yep,
Absolutely.
yep,
But what I'm saying is, yes, during election time,
hmm
I think I find all of that.
yep.
But when it come down to it, it seems all self-service.
And I think that's the hardest
And
part
that's what I
for.
mean when I say
Yep.
somebody, a politician that's looking out for Lisa. That's what
Yeah,
I mean.
I think
Not while you running,
correct.
but
When you in office,
when you in office,
and
it's
I
to
think
me,
there are
all
some
of them
things. Well,
it's
I don't even just
self-service.
think. I know that there are things that the Biden administration is doing. Now, I can't say everything, but
Right.
they are doing some things
Sure.
that they did say they were going to do that
Sure.
they are doing.
Sure.
There are people whose loans have been paid, whose
Sure.
loans have been forgiven.
Yeah.
He said he was going to do it.
Yeah.
The other piece is he
And
wanted to do.
I know some people personally. And I guess I just mean it
Let me put this out too,
in the broad sense
and
of
that's
it.
exactly what I was going to get to.
In the broad sense of it,
There's a lot
if
that they
you
want to
are
do, they can't do because they keep getting stopped. That was the same problem Obama had. He wanted to, okay, we're going to Obamacare. Obamacare is not what it is, it's not what they originally designed it to be.
right,
They watered it down so much that you
right,
got what it is today.
right.
And we're happy that you got at least that, but should we be at that point? So you're even when you get the person that says, yes, I'm fighting for Lisa, and I believe in the Lisas in the world, you got another person or two or 10 that's going to keep fighting and say, no, you wanted to give Lisa 10, we're going to give Lisa point 0.5, not even one.
Right, right, right,
We don't
right,
even want to give her one.
right,
Like, is that bad? Like,
right. And I think to me, it just keeps it's irritating
mhm,
to think that the people who are making decisions about, in essence, my life in some respects, really do think that this Trump guy is a viable candidate,
Yeah.
and they're not doing anything to fix that.
Yeah.
If you're looking out for a whole United States, then how are you letting a criminal run the country?
Yeah.
Or
No,
or
we're not how we're letting. We cannot allow
no, no,
because
no,
he
no,
didn't
hold
make
on,
it.
hold on. No, no, no. I'm talking
He
about
ain't gonna-
no, I'm talking about the people, the Republican people
Oh,
that
yes.
actually back him.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're gonna let a criminal
Yeah.
run the
They
country.
want a criminal.
And that's my and that's why I'm not saying Democrat, I'm not saying this and that, and
Yeah.
they not looking out for me. I'm just saying in the larger scheme of things, how is that okay?
Yeah. In a country where, again, justice and freedom and liberty and equality was essentially foundations, fundamentals,
But not,
values. And when
but
you're
not,
talking about the head person, come on
but
now.
not, but not.
So yeah, when the Supreme Court overruled what Colorado was trying to do, I thought it was you overstretch. They saw what you probably didn't see, and they have the ability to say no.
Yeah.
We don't want this person on it, and I'm talking about for the group of people to decide that. It's not just one person said no, we don't want them on the ballot. You're talking about the government of Colorado said no, we do not want him on the ballot.
So
That to me speaks volumes.
is that their civil discourse to say, hey, we're
I
not
see you've
gonna
been doing
we're
your
not
reading.
we're not gonna stand up for this. Hey,
I think that's what
I
it
work at a
is.
university. I'm smart.
Right. I think that's what it is. It's
Yeah.
it's it's a group of people to say, hey,
To
this is
say,
the
hey,
wrong thing to
this is
do.
wrong.
And,
And good. I mean, that's good. That's
and
good.
but Lisa, here's the better thing. Leave them on there and just vote them out again. To me, the best way to hurt somebody is just that way. Oh, you thought you had it? No, no, no. You got no, no, no. You got to hurt them where it hurts. I love the lady who sued him and is now getting her money's worth from him. Get it. You did it. Get it. You thought you was going to win this election? No, no, no. You tried to steal the election
Tried to steal it. Listen,
and then you lied
this is
about it. Now they use it. I don't know if you've seen the AI pictures that's been trending
no, I
with
haven't.
him.
Oh Lord.
So he's putting himself. I don't know if it's him or his team. He's generating pictures of himself with a bunch of black people around him
Oh my God.
and saying that they are blacks voting for Trump.
Well, I mean, he already had that with them other photo ops that he was doing,
But now
inviting
you're using
folks to the
AI.
White House and then
Now
taking
using
pictures with them.
now using AI. And I think a lot of folks who were on his bandwagon in the past are not on the same bandwagon now.
Well, it's enough people that are on him that the Republicans still have him as their candidate.
Well, I will say this. I know we're over time, but the Republican Party has now literally just to me has two faces. You have the Trump Republican and you have the original Republican who still believes in some of the traditional values of what it means to be Republican and not what Trump is trying to push out. I think they're literally developing a whole new Trump
Okay,
Republican Party.
I'm tired of talking about him now. You gotta tell me about your thing.
Listen, this thing is trending so much. This lady has over 2 million followers on this one topic. Who the F did I marry?
Oh, I saw that on Tamron Hall.
She's trending that much that she's on Tamron Hall. She's been on Good Morning America. I mean, she didn't even have to go on their shows. That's how big she has
I heard
gotten.
about it. I hadn't watched any of it, but I saw her on Tamron Hall. So, dude was a con artist.
Still is. Even before I got on the show tonight, my lovely wife had me listening to the guy's version of the story. And that is just
So
like,
he's
you are a
answering her.
liar.
He's answering her.
He's answering what everybody wants to know. Is this really true? Is what she, because she has like 50 something episodes.
Mm-hmm.
And I really do think this should be like a stage play. Just throwing it out there. Really, it literally could become a movie or whatnot, because it's just, she tells a story that well.
It probably
Um,
will be a movie.
yeah, she tells a story very well, that it deserves it. It deserves it. She's definitely, and I said, this got to be a made up story, but no, she's telling her real life experience
A lot
with a
of
guy who
honestly,
was
it's truth to a lot of movies and stories.
correct, and that's how a lot of them start. They watch the
Mhm.
move, they watch the news, they look at newspapers and say, oh, I saw this, crazy man in Florida. Okay, let's make a movie based on such and such and such, right? So I think this is a good example of that. The guy is definitely a liar in terms of how he treated her and what he said to her. I'm not going to give the whole thing away, but know that it's worth listening to. You're going to spend some time.
You advertising for the lady.
And here's the crazy part. She didn't, I was getting my hair cut today. We was talking about it. That's how I found out, because it's like so many layers to
It
this.
is, yeah. I saw her on Tamara Hall.
She didn't monetize from being on doing the thing.
Right. She did say that.
I'm like, wow. But guess what? The people who put it on their YouTube channels, they monetize from it. That's just me saying this. I think the people who repost it on their pages, they're monetizing from her story. But yeah, she's
Oh,
not.
can they
She's
do that?
yeah. You could do that. If you're posting stuff and people are looking at it from your page, you technically can make money from it.
Mm.
So her her story is just crazy. And then to hear his story, I was just listening to his side of the story, and I was like, dude, there's so many holes in what you're trying to
And what
say.
he's saying.
It's just bad. And again, going back to DJ Khaled a little bit, none of us are perfect. Everybody got their issues, but when you start hurting other people, and what he did to the lady was just, yeah, yeah, yeah. So just know, you want to make sure you know who you with. Please, do a good, thorough background check.
Absolutely. Fingerprints and all.
Oh God, because there's a lot, even with the best of persons, there's some stuff that's on the fine print that you might have missed.
That is
Oh no, but
crazy.
it's definitely entertaining. And I know people it's hard because it's her story, it's her real life story. So, but it is good. So if you're looking for something juicy for the weekend, for the week, to kind
Lord.
of
Yeah,
take
Lord.
away from the
Lord.
craziness of the world
I
and
know.
definitely
I know.
politics, this will
Here
be a
is
good day.
oh God, we so over time, but I want to, well, maybe we could talk about it next time, but when you get or see like on Insta and other places, little warning things, because I sent y'all one in the group text. Do you think that's a hoax or do you think it's real and do you pass it on? Um so there was an Instagram post
Oh, the tire
about
thing.
the Titan, about hearing something and not pulling over, and he showed what happened, how the thing was rigged or whatever, so that you would hear a noise. I honestly think that people are evil enough, I guess, to do something like that.
Yeah.
Um, so I don't know. I think we need to have a safety show or something. I don't know.
I do think there are some things that are out there that people put just to get views. Let's put that out there. But I do think there's a lot of things that people are doing
Yeah,
that
that's
you got to keep. You got
you got to stay
to be
vigilant.
vigilant.
Yeah,
Got to be vigilant
yeah,
because there's some people in this world. You're like, what? Why? I
yeah,
go,
yeah.
why would you do that? Like, why
It
would
just
you
seems
kidnap?
it just seems so evil.
Why
Just
would you
evil.
take this baby from this family, right?
Yeah,
Why
yeah,
would you do some of the things that people do? You just shake your head and say,
yeah,
why would you do some of that?
yeah.
Even what we just talked about, why would you do all of that? When you didn't have to do all of that.
So
Um,
is that on the evil side of the foolishness that DJ Khaled did?
no, no,
I'm
no.
just playing. I'm just
I
playing.
know. I
I'm just
listen.
saying, in a scheme of ridiculous things,
Correct. His was just great entertainment.
his on the Lyle and
Not
Mike
even,
and side. But if you do something like that, that's just pure evil
yeah.
on the
And
other side
and
of
that's
it.
the craziness of the world we live in.
Yeah.
We focused on DJ Khaled, but we didn't focus on the evilness that 45 is doing in your face.
Oh my God.
In your
Right.
face.
I think about that too, about all of this silly stuff that pulls our focus.
Yeah.
But
Every single time.
on the other side of it, sometimes I think our focus needs to be pulled. Otherwise, we will be insane.
Yeah. I would agree with that. I would agree with that.
So, Fransley Moist, I want to say thank you for hanging out with me on Kitchen Talk CTC.
Conversations that could.
That is what they do. That is what they do. And so we're gonna be back here next week. I don't know honestly what we're gonna be talking about, because this week right here, I'm like, Lord have mercy.
You don't know what's gonna happen till the next time we meet.
Right.
Oh man, I'm gonna save it for the next time.
You gotta go ahead now. Okay. Well, next week we'll talk about it.
Yep.
Don't forget. But this has been Kitchen Talk CTC.
Conversations that could.
Listen, if you are watching us on YouTube, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell that rings your notifications that we are online, so you will never miss another show. If you're watching us on Facebook, hit the like and also turn on your notifications, because you don't want to miss this good gumbo that get cooked up in this kitchen.
Not even a little bit.
So it has been a joy being here. I am Lisa LeRae. This is Fransley Moist. Thank you so much. We've been rocking this thing for a minute, and I think we're gonna keep on rocking. How about that?
Let the good times roll.
Let the good times roll. I agree. Good night, good night, good night, good night.
Bye.
Let's talk, let's talk. What you wanna talk about? Let's talk, let's talk. What you wanna talk about? Kitchen talk, let's talk. What you wanna talk about? Kitchen talk, let's talk. Conversations that could. Kitchen talk, let's talk. What you wanna talk about? Kitchen talk, let's talk. Conversations that could. Let's talk, let's talk. What you wanna talk about? Let's talk, let's talk.